Welcome back to Deep Bloop. In this video, we are going to talk especially about the Save as Template option of Advanced Signer. In one of the previous videos, we have already explained how the Advanced Signer works. The focus of this video is to explain how the Save as Template option of Advanced Signer works. Save as Template will be pretty useful in those situations where a large document with a large number of pages are required to be signed by more than one person, and that requires to be repeated in future. Let's go to the Advanced Signer to explain that. Let's say we have a multi-page document that runs for 100 pages, and there are 4 signatories who needs to sign almost in all the pages. How tedious and tiring that process could be, as you can imagine. And if we had a better tool to do that in a more easy and speedy manner, that will be definitely a relief. And this is what this tool is designed to do. Let's drop a document onto the design surface and load this document. Now the document is loaded, and it's got 8 pages in total. This could be a situation where a document could have more than 100 pages, and that's where this template feature will be pretty useful. Let's first define that we will have 3 signatories for this document, and whose names starts with, say, one at onedog.com, and say his name is One, and we create a signer, and the second person is, say, 2 at 2dog.com, and his name is 2, and we create a signer, and let the third one be 3 at 3dog.com. So each person having different names and different email addresses are going to be signing on this document, and let's give him a name. Now, as you can see, the system now has identified these 3 signers who will be signing on this document, but instead of doing actual signature, this will be saved as a template, so that in future, if we have a situation where the same documents need to be signed by 3 persons, all you have to do is invoke the template, and those new document and the new person signing on that new document will not be required to go through each pages and put his signature. So let's first start by defining the signatures and initial of this one person. Let's call it, this is initial, and that was a signature. This is his initial, and similarly define for the second person, and his initials, and the third person, and his initial. All right. Now we are ready to sign this document, and we have selected the option to save as a template, but for this to work, it also requires you to define where in your machine will the template be saved. For that to happen, you have to first define an output location. In this case, let's call it let's create a new output folder. Let's say new folder. say advanced template. Now we will tell this tool that this is where we want our templates to be saved, and we have to check this saved as template option. Now let's put some signature at the places that we want the signatures to go. For person 1, starts with person 1. Let's say the first signatory of this document always needs to sign here, and he needs to put his initial here. And the second person in this in the document needs to sign in the second page, for example. And let's say we have to select a signature or an initial, and then let's say he needs to do a signature here, and he needs to put his initial here. It's just an example. There is no restriction. Anyone can sign anywhere. And the third person, for example, needs to sign on the third page or maybe on the same page, and we select the option of a signature. So the third person can sign here and put his initial here. Now this is the template that we want to save for future use, so that next time we want to obtain his signature on the same document by another set of 3 signatories, all you have to do is invoke this template, and the tool will take care of the signature process on that. Now, having said that, let's submit. So we have defined the output folder, we have defined the save as template, and we are ready to now submit. So let's submit. And it's saying the template is created, and it's saying that in order to identify the template, the name of the template is appended with the word template and file name. Let's see what it looks like. There, under this folder that we have created, there is a subfolder called coordinate files. Under that, this template is created with the word template and name of the document, followed by the timestamp of the moment. Now this is an XML document, and you can save it this way for future use. Now let's think about a situation where we want to use this template, or a scenario we want to use this template. So let's close this and invoke advanced signer in future, and we have to have the same document dropped here, which is, it doesn't matter what name it is, but since the template was designed for this document, so the places where the signature should be stamped has to match. So the document name could be different, but the document has to be the same document in order to apply the template. So we select or load a document, and the document is loaded. Now since we need 3 persons here, because this is a 3-person template, let's call him one test at one.com. So let's call him test1. We could give any name we want. Now let's define the second person. Let's call him 2test. 2test at say 2.com, and we call him 2 and create a okay, it's saying that I need a dot here. Okay, now create a third person here, call it third. This forces me to third test at 2.com. I'm calling the third end. So all the 3 persons are now created. Now that 3 persons are equivalent to the 3 persons that we created in our template. Now this document is perfectly ready for our application of the template. But again, before applying the template, we have to first define the output folder from where this template will be read. In our case, advanced template. Now it is giving me an option. Hey, there's already a template here. Do you want to apply this one? And I say apply template. Okay, they're saying, okay, first you did select the signers, but you did not define their signatures and initials. Let's define it. So that's defined for one person. Let's define it for the next one. And his initials. And now the third one. Alright, now we are ready to apply the template. Let's apply the template. On application of the template, all the signatures have been stamped at the places where it should. At the same places as the template was. Now we need to only do the next one, that is submit. There you go. Now one test signature goes here, followed by his initials in the second page, 2 tests followed by his signature and all that stuff. So you can imagine how easy it will be if it was a 100-page document to do this, be able to do this and save a lot of time. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this video.